This one won't blow away in the next storm. Alright, so welcome to another episode, Big Redfish Dad. Just got these nice little pallet bottoms from a warehouse around here that gets rid of them about every week. Figured they'd make a nice sturdy base. And then just going to tear off some of the boards here. Quickly put together this pallet breaker because I loaned my other one to the neighbor. And they were breaking down a bunch for some old-time wedding stuff. Not sure what they were going to do with them, but they had a whole stack of them and they were working on them with hammers and stuff one day, so I loaned them my good one. And I had an extra piece of scrap steel, just a little angle bracket, you can see it there. A little, not angle bracket, but just a piece of plate that we had cut. Worked okay, it got it done. I tore up about 3 or 4 of these that day, and it started bending after a little while of use, but it got them done without trying to do a hammer and nails the hard way. And then of course you just got to take the nails out because the pallet's got some good wood, but you got to work for it. Kind of one of those things where, is it worth it? Or do you just go to the store and buy some? Didn't come together quite as planned. I was hoping to make this whole thing out of pallets and recycled boards, but just as I went along, it just worked out differently. I did get most of the frame done with the pallets that I was breaking down there. Here I'm just measuring around. I hadn't really had a plan, didn't draw this out or anything. I just started with that platform. They're 2x12s and nice, sturdy, pretty heavy. Didn't want it to blow away. They're out kind of in a field, so the last storm tore up one of those little Rubbermaid things they bought from Sam's and just wreaked havoc on it. So this one should last for a couple more years while they're there. And now I'm just cutting some of the sides and the lengths. Gonna make the uprights and the stands. Kind of see how that comes together here in a minute. I made basically a corner and used those. So right here I'm just gluing them together and gonna finish them, nail them together, let it dry, and then I'll take them outside and put them up. Yes, skips ahead a little bit here. Now I went and purchased some 2x4s, kind of getting into some lengths here that I didn't have pallets long enough for. That was one of the things I didn't measure, so I didn't really calculate anything and ended up probably using more lumber than I needed, but it eventually came together. So now I'm just screwing those on. As you can see in the front there are the ones I were gluing together a minute ago. Made those that way so that I could screw the door to the front of that here shortly. Gives me a nice surface area for the hinges and stuff. That's how it came together. As I said, I had no plans on this. I just started putting it together, and here I'm just cutting some laps out so that they'll sit on the top up here. And I wanted everything kind of flush on the outside so that when I put the siding on, it fits nice and flat. This project was out in my driveway for quite some time. That's why you'll see the different outfits in different weather. I don't remember. It probably was a project over about a month. I just worked on it here and there. Had other things going on as well. So just when I had time, I would come out and do something. Part of it was because I didn't have a plan and I didn't really know what I was going to do. So it's always nice to draw it out. But I knew they weren't showing up till several months, so I had plenty of time to just kind of work on it. And really right now, finally decided what I was going to do, and I'm just framing it up using a lot of scrap. I think so far only those 4 or 5 2x4s that I purchased has been all that I've purchased so far. The rest of it's scrap, OSB, or pieces of the pallets that we broke down. Right now I'm just taking a recip saw and cutting off the little bit of excess because I gave it a couple inch drop there so that it'll drain and the rain will flow off of it and everything. So just cut those backboards off, and I'm just adding some more bracing for the siding when it goes up. Okay, so I just got the braces on for the top. I think I'm ready to just put the siding on. We just went with plywood, and we'll probably end up painting it anyway because I think that they all will want it the same color, kind of that grayish, tan gray color, almost like the garage door there. But so we'll probably end up just painting it, and then we're just gonna make it a giant door on the front. So okay, so there's the basics. Just gotta get the door on and the shingles. Got it painted. Don't really like the gray, but that's what we got. So kind of was going for a more tan look, but this will be fine. And then we'll just get the flashing up here, and then we'll put a piece of corner flashing on there. And this is just some of the flashing. This is the drip edge that's going to go on around the top edges. Almost one full piece went around. You know, it comes in 10-foot sections, so it went around 2 and a little bit of the side. Drip edge, the shingles, and then I just cut the corners flashings. Those are going to go right here. I'm just going to use liquid nails to put those up. So for the door right now, we're making the frame. We're just going to use that kind of barn door X style looking thing, and then we'll probably just paint it all the same color. I was going to paint it black, but I didn't have any black, so I'm just going to paint the whole door the same color as that gray there, and if the in-laws want it changed, we can paint it later to something else. I had to go get some more screws. We ran out of 1-inch screws, so Phil went to go get some of those. I just need to cut one more for this side. Once I get all that screwed down, we'll flip it over, have my daughter paint it, and then attach it with the hinges. Alright, so again, like I said, I did this over so many months that I forgot to get some video each time. I would think that I filmed something and I'd come back and looked at all the items, and I didn't. So this is the finished product. I ended up going with just one brace across the front door. Kind of did one large barn door style, just because of the items that they store. That way they can just open it up, throw the stuff in that they need, and then close it. Put a couple padlocks on there because they do. Nobody bothered anything last year. It's a pretty good little community there. Seems to be several actually families that are staying out there as well. So I'm not too worried about anything getting stolen. But you know, just keep the honest folks honest. You know, I just put the hinges on the side and screwed it down. I just used some 4-inch hinges from McCoy's and screwed those on there, hung it up, and that way it has one large swinging door. So this one's definitely a lot heavier and sturdier than the Rubbermaid thing from Sam's or whatever, and probably was even cheaper by all said and done. Even if you bought new materials, you probably could build one of these that'll stand up to the weather a lot better than the Rubbermaid stuff. This one's off the ground as well, so it'll help the water wash underneath it instead of right into it, and sure will not blow away in the next storm. And it's even bigger. Plenty of room to rearrange and fit everything in there, and then it'll lock up. We have had a few good rainstorms already by the time I got this video, so doesn't leak. I was a little worried about that top gap, but it's close enough that the rain doesn't blow in there, and it stays off of the it was completely dry inside, so I was a little worried about that because I wasn't sure about that top gap, but I thought I was gonna have to get me some little weather stripping or something to hang down, but seemed to work great. And thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.